This right here is the new TRYX FLOVA F50 that TRYX sent me in this awesome black color. And what makes this case truly unique is the premium fabric that we get on the front of the case. And also on the side, we also have that same premium fabric on the side as well. Now, another cool unique feature of this case is going to be this side fan over here, which is their TCF fan. And that stands for TRYX Crossflow Fan. And this basically directs air from the side to the case and pushes that air towards the inside of the case for better airflow. Now this case comes with a ton of fan configuration options, which I'm going to go over real quick. Starting from the top, you can fit a 360mm radiator or 3 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans on top. For the rear, we're going to have a pre-installed 120mm fan. Now for the fronts, we can actually add additional fans. Just pull this tab from the bottom. And in its original configuration, you can attach an additional 3 120mm fans on these railings over here. And you can even add even larger fans by removing the TRYX Crossflow fan. This can actually accommodate 140mm fans, 160, 180, all the way up to 200mm, giving you a lot of flexibility of what you can do on this case. You also have the ability of adding fans on the side as well, which right over here, you can attach 2 additional 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans. And on the bottom, we can actually add 2 additional fans on the bottom. So tons of fan configuration options that you get with this case, which I absolutely love. Now, this case will support up to an RTX motherboard and also supports back connect motherboards, which I'm going to be using in this video. So here are all the components I'll be using in this build, which I'll also link down below, along with affiliate links that help and support my channel. But just the time that you spend watching my video and hopefully subscribing is more than enough to support my channel, so thank you. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start this fire build. All right, so the motherboard I'll be using is this awesome Aorus X870 Stealth motherboard in black. I think this looks incredible. And what makes it special, of course, is all the connectors are located in the back, which should look ultra clean once we have it installed on the FLOVA F50. All right, and the CPU that we're going to be using is the Ryzen 7 9800X3D for amazing gaming performance. And for RAM, we're going with the Corsair Dominator Titanium 48GB. I don't even want to know how much this costs today. And for the SSD, I'll be using the Samsung 9100 Pro 2TB Gen 5. And don't forget your rubber pieces. If you have a single-sided, you always want to use both of these pieces in this Aorus motherboard, or just a black cube if you're using a double-sided. Reference your motherboard's manual. And just like that, our motherboard is fully prepped. Now let's go ahead and prep up the case. I'm also going to remove the crossflow fan just to give me as much space as possible when I'm installing all the components, and then I can reinstall this towards the end. All right, and last thing I'm going to do is remove the rear fan here. I'm going to be replacing it with Rota 120 ARGB, so that way we can have RGB on the rear fan as well. All right, time to set it down for the motherboard. All right, let's carefully drop this motherboard. And depending on your motherboard, you might have heat sinks that block the motherboard screw holes. And on this Aorus Stealth, we do have to remove this whole heat sink on the bottom. So that way we have access to all the screw holes. Let's not forget our motherboard screws that look just like this. Here are the case panel connectors. Let's start off with the front panel. HD audio, USB-A, and USB-C. All right, next up is going to be our fans. For intakes, I'm going for the Rota SL120's reverse blade, and that's going to be on the front and on the side. Now remember, these aren't magnetic, so we're going to be attaching them one by one. All right, beautiful. Front fans are installed. Now we're going to go for the side fans. All right, beautiful. Let's see how that looks like in the front. Oh man, this looks awesome. Look at that, guys. That's why I went with reverse blade fans, so we can see the front of the fans. And since this is going to be covered with the fabric, figured that we're really not going to see too much of the backside of the fan anyways, but I wanted all these fans to kind of like line up in the inside here. So I think that looks really nice. I have the two side fans kind of matching the top two fans, and we'll see how everything turns on once we have it on. All right, the last fan I'm attaching is going to be the Rota SL standard blade. For the rear exhaust, I never replaced it because this one does come with RGB. All right, perfect. Now let's connect all of them. All right, front fan header, side fan header, rear fan header, adjustable RGB. I'll be chaining each set of fans. All right, perfect. And now I'll share this one female adjustable RGB. All right, the next thing here is installing our power supply unit. The one that I'm going to use is going to be the Lian SX 1200P, which is a 1200 watt platinum rated PSU. First up is our motherboard power, followed by CPU, SATA power for the TRYX screen, and finally GPU power. Make sure the fan's facing on the bottom. Screw it in with the PSU screws. Beautiful. Let's start off with the CPU power connector. We got one here. I'm gonna split this into a 4-pin motherboard power. All right, next up we're installing is our AIO. We have the TRYX Stage AIO that already comes pre-installed with 3 Rota fans, which will obviously match with all the fans that we currently have inside. I'm gonna pass these wires. All right, so this, I'm gonna have to come at it from a different angle. Plug this real quick. I'm gonna come in from here. And then attach this. Perfect. All right, it's time to install the pump. Gotta remove these original brackets first. Make sure you grab the AMD pack if you're using AMD, or Intel if you're using Intel. Since we have AM5, we wanna make sure these ridges are on top. I'm gonna place that over the original screw holes. Next up is screwing in the standoffs. You wanna make sure you use the thicker side. All right, for AMD, we gotta use this bracket. Go ahead and remove this. Be careful with the pre-installed thermopaste. You don't wanna touch that. We're gonna give this a nice little twist. And AMD's going in. All right, perfect. You wanna make sure you have it in this pattern with the inlets on the bottom. Now, we're ready to position this over the standoffs. Nice and gentle. Next, you're gonna screw in the thumb screws. Perfect. Roll this to the back. All right, let's bring out the awesome stage. I mean, this thing looks incredible. All right, guys, let's connect the fans and the pump. All right, here's our pump header. Now you're gonna notice that on this motherboard, we have a dedicated pump header right over here. And since we don't have a lot of length, I can't really pass it all the way down over here on the left side. So I'm instead going to plug this into a CPU fan. And I'll make adjustments on the BIOS to make sure that it is at 100%. That's for the pump header. Next, we have the fan header for the top 3 fans that are on the radiator itself. And I'm going to put that on CPU optional. And then we also have an adjustable RGB for those top fans. I could daisy chain them with the other fans, but since I have an open adjustable RGB on the top left, I'm just gonna put it over there by itself. All right, and the 2 additional connectors for the TRYX stage is gonna be the internal USB header and the SATA power. So for the internal USB, it's gonna be right here. And finally, we have SATA, which I already connected to the power supply unit. Perfect. All right, next up, I'm gonna reinstall the crossflow fan. And keep in mind that depending on the length of your GPU, you might have to remove this if it's over 360 millimeters in length. Slide that back in an angle. Perfect. I'll have to move these tubes up. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now we're ready to install our final component, which is our GPU. Now the FLOVA F50 can support graphics card all the way up to 420 millimeters. However, you do have to remove the the crossflow fan to accommodate that size. With the crossflow fan, the maximum length that's specified for a graphics card is 360 millimeters, which this Aorus Master 5080 is exactly 360 millimeters in length. Now there are some challenges installing 360 millimeters with the crossflow. So just to show you an example, if I try to install it, you'll notice that once I get around here, I literally have no room to kind of push. And what happens is the part of the shroud is going to come into contact with the crossflow fan. And even if I try to continue pushing it, the stainless steel portion of the GPU, which is this over here, is not going to slide in. So the only way around that would be to remove the screws from the fronts of this railing. So you can actually remove this plastic cover here. Okay, this whole piece comes out very easily. And if you remove these 3 screws, this whole rail can now come off a little bit, giving you more space to push the GPU in. And so now from this angle, you don't see the crossflow fan, which before the crossflow fan was kind of peeking out just a little bit. And even with this little hack, it's still not the easiest. You just have to be very, very careful if you're using that limit of 360 millimeters. So I recommend going in as smooth as possible. So right about here, I have just a little bit of contact. So I mean, what I could do is I can kind of like maneuver the GPU, or I can try to pull this part of the case to the left side to give me space so that the GPU can go in. And once you're inside here, you can then freely slot the GPU in your express slot. All right, perfect. Now that we have that in, I just want to show you where the crossflow fan sits. Once I push this in, I'll have to move the tubes here a little bit. Once we screw this in, the crossflow fan will be in contact with the end of the shroud. To lock it in place, we just have to push this back in place. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and screw that in. And finally, we just have our GPU cable that we just have to connect, which is in the back. All right, beautiful. The final thing here is doing some cable management. I'm going to take the time to make this look as pretty as possible. All right, and after a couple of minutes, I did the best that I could to cable manage as best as I can. I'm 100% content with how everything turned out. You could also make this look even better, but I just used some zip ties that were included in the case box, and also these Velcro straps do come in handy as well. All right, with that, we are ready to assemble the case, starting off with the back cover. Perfect, everything snapped in nice and smooth. Our front cover, top panel. And before you put in your side glass panel, make sure you remove all the plastics on your fans and your AIO screens or anywhere else. And finally, our side glass panel to finish the build. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the corner of my desk and we'll fire it up together. All right, guys, we're now ready to fire it up. The power button is located right on the side. So 3, 2. Beautiful. All right, guys, let's take a closer look at the aesthetics of this case. And I gotta say, this case looks beautiful. Absolutely love that fabric design. Now, I, of course, went with the reverse blade fans, so that way we can see the front of the fan if you're looking at the inside of the case. I personally think that's a nice twist. And take a look at the side profile over here. Really beautiful case all around. Absolutely love the fabric on the bottom here, and the fact that we have all the ports on the side here. This could be very easy and more convenient to access if you have it to the right side of your desk, for example. Now, taking a look at the inside over here, everything just looks so nice and compacted. And take a look at all the fans here. So because we have the crossflow fan installed, it's a little bit hard to see the front fans from this angle. For example, you would have to kind of like really peek in. Now, you could still add 2 fans on the bottom here if you wanted to, but I personally did not do it because this GPU is very thick already, and there's not really a ton of airflow that the bottom fans could provide, being that we have so much airflow anyways. The only thing you do have to consider, though, is that the original position of the crossflow fan will definitely come into contact with your AIO tube, so just keep that in mind. You will have to have this a little bit on a lower position to accommodate, but that's no problem whatsoever. Now, the crossflow fan is really nice. The only thing I wish we had the ability to was to change the speeds of this fan remotely via the PC, for example, instead of having to go in and manually switch it to the three preset modes, for example. But I love the idea of having crossflow fan plus the front fans and the side fans. I mean, there's a whole ton of fans here. Really, absolutely love that. Another thing I really like about this case is, of course, the support for back connect motherboards. We can see no visible cables on the front of the motherboard here, not even on the bottom here, which I really think elevates the aesthetics of this case. All right, guys, and as for the thermals and airflow of this case, I currently have both Cinebench and Firmark running at the same time. We can see the stage. You can have your temperature displayed, 71 on the CPU currently and 61 on the GPU. And even the Aorus has a nice little display here to let us know the utilization and the temperature as well. So everything is running. Here's my current ambient temperature is about 20 degrees Celsius. And currently having both Cinebench and Firmark in the background over there. Starting off with the CPU, I'm using hardware info 64, but we have currently 71 with an average of 71 degrees Celsius and a max of 74. And so for me, this is perfect for the 9800 XGD. If we go down over here, for the Aorus Stealth motherboard, we do have some system temperatures here. It's reading as 37 degrees currently. And then finally for the GPU, we are at 61.5 with a maximum of 62. And I've had Firmark running so far for 54 minutes, and I have not seen this go over 65 at all. So it's been running steadily at that 62 degrees, which is perfect. And I also want to mention that these are the current RPMs of the fans. We can see that currently most of the fans are spinning at close to 1,000 RPM, with only system 1 at 15, and this is the top fans of the radiator, for example. So I don't have these fans at full throttle at all, so it's doing a really good job in moving all of that airflow, which I'll show you my smoke test here. But what I really love about this case is the fact that you have basically 3 sections of possible intake. So we have, of course, the 3 120mm fans in the front, which is actually doing a really good job in drawing in cold air as well. And also, let's not forget about the 2 side fans, which is also helping. And finally, the crossflow fan is doing a fantastic job in drawing in that additional air from the side, which I think also helps creating that awesome positive air pressure inside the case. Yeah, so overall, I had a great time building in the FLOVA F50 case. I think overall, it's a pretty easy and simple case to build in, with the only exception of if you're going to be using the TRYX crossflow fan and using the absolute limit of 360 millimeters, which is the Aorus Master, for example, it is going to be a little bit tricky to install because of the compacted space with the crossflow fan, for example. It's doable, but that was the only challenge that I've experienced in this case. But everything else was a breeze. This case retails at the time of this video for about $150, which I think is pretty fair considering that you're getting a whole ton of fan configurations, and this whole fabric design is absolutely beautiful and unique. I do wish that TRYX would at least have included an RGB fan for the rear, for example, but that's just me being very picky. So I absolutely recommend it, guys, but let me know in the comment section below what you think about the FLOVA F50, because I think it's an awesome looking case. I want to thank you guys for sticking to the end. I really appreciate you spending the time watching my video. Hopefully I earned a subscribe from you. I also want to give a shout out to TRYX for sending me the FLOVA F50 and also the TRYX Stage AIO, which I also think is an awesome looking AIO. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Firewolf out.